Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020 Career Mode episode number 10. We're in beginning to fall for a second time now. It's already led to a couple crashes, a couple riders that actually never even made it back to the Peloton. The Peloton is shrinking as we're just halfway through this because of that climb we just went through mostly, but there's a lot of undulation to this course. It's an identical course to what we were on a year ago, but it's definitely been updated a little bit this season, and Khalifa is now done. So Sakamoto was our free guy. We'll go ahead and put him on Banishek, and it does look like the field is getting a little bit more fatigued as time goes on here. We'll set them a bit higher. And Khalifa technically in contact right now, but we definitely see that he and others are going to go out the back soon. Now I've won on this course in PCM20 quite a few times. It is certainly doable. Sometimes not easy, and it's not going to be easy for our team in this scenario. This undulation, not easy for us, right? We've got a little punch, but we definitely do not have a whole lot of capability when it comes to relentless climbing. So you can already see Khalifa, Dunn, Waspak, Sakamoto, Rico, all the original riders, my pure domestiques, they're all gone or going from the Peloton here the next little bit. So Rico, the latest to get dropped. Sakamoto's about to go out the back. Set them both to auto. Waspak is still protecting Telford, but Telford actually is the one who needs to be switching up. So we're going to be down to Owayan and Banishek as leaders. Down to 69, chasing just a single rider. There's another 5 gone. Waspak's going to be gone here momentarily. And it's still 60k to go in this race. And this is where I'm getting a little bit worried. Now, Telford, Banishek, Owayan hanging on pretty well. But without protection, how well is it going to be, right? It's a good chance that they're going to get dropped. Okay, breakaway's done. 65. The objective for this race today, top 10. Top 10's relatively doable, usually. Normal circumstances. This not so normal circumstances, I definitely could see us being in a bit of trouble. 56k. It's a good time to send Telford to get water. Waspak now officially dropped. Another group dropped down to 49 in the Peloton. Telford's got the water. He's coming back forward. This is the last time we have to deal with that, which is nice. And as this group thins out further and further, that's better for our odds of hitting that top 10. Telford a little tired, a little fatigued. He's on a -2 today. Just leaves him in a not so great position. He won't stick around, but between Owayan and Banishek both on +2s, they might. Ooh, hello Peloton, coming back together a little bit. Waspak makes it for just a moment. So it looks like the pace is lifted a little bit in the Peloton. 40k to go. This will certainly get back to that 49 soon enough. That pace will lift. There you go. Back down to 52 already. Now 30k to go. And 40 riders remain. $39. 24k. Rain comes to a stop. That's a good thing, because a big crash could end our hopes in an instant. Whoa, we're seeing an attack. Oh, the favorites. Favorites are going for an attack here. Do I want to counter? You know what, that's 4 riders away. I will bank on the group of 39 being able to get the job done. Either way, then we're just fighting for 5th place if we don't, as opposed to losing our chances of a top 10 by doing something rash. Yeah, the gap's holding, 30 seconds, 13K. Bring it on down. Final stretch here. It's 34 chasing 4 now. I am going to use Telford's gel because his time is coming here in a moment, and those guys are pulling out further, and we've got a little climb coming. This is it. This is time to make a move. So Banijek, Owain's the better sprinter, so we're going to use Owain, Banijek to lead him out. Telford, you're going to start your acceleration right now. We'll go at a 92. Right over the top. Banijek was a little slow to get in position, but we're okay. Now it's 21. Or it was for a moment. Another climb coming soon. That'll give us an opportunity. 7K. $5K. Catching up to those guys. Alright, 4K to go. Final gel. Telford going flat out now. Last climb. Banijek, 2.5K. Just go 99 here. 99, come on. Alright, Banijek. I think we've definitely got our top 10. Owain, break it away. Definitely top 10. He's going to come up a little short on energy. We're not catching those 4. We're not going to take 5th either, but we'll be right behind these guys with some really good riders out here. Costafari, Turgis. Owain takes 7th. There you go. Boudet with the win, and Rue is 2nd. Prade 3rd. Banijek actually hangs on for 8th place, ahead of Buwani and Cuckard, who were the favorites for this race. Pure sprinters. Little too much climbing for them. And there you go. We get our top 10. 46K to go in stage 4 of the Settimana International whatever, Bartali. So remember from last episode, we had a triple set of objectives. One was a 5-stage race. We needed a stage win, and we've done it. Kevin Vermark got a win. We got our first ever stage victory, and Vermark sits in 3rd place overall in this race. So we're still here, not giving up on it yet, because we are looking for a strong GC position for Vermark. So everybody is working for Vermark today. Now, the other 2 objectives were both classics, both top 10s. What we just saw with that solid 7th, 8th place finish, that was the first of those 2. So 2nd of the 3 overall of this little triple set. So tomorrow, when we have stage 5 for this race, we'll have that other classic and that attempt at a top 10 to complete the trio of successes, which would put us in a really strong position for a great evaluation for the season, which was a bit unexpected after last season having a 5% evaluation. I knew it would be better this season. I didn't think that it would be that much better. I thought we might be neutral or maybe good. I definitely didn't think we would get a great evaluation of any kind, but here we are in pretty good shape right now. So we've got a Category 3 that we're headed up towards. We've been climbing for quite a long while on this stage already. This climb's not that long, and then we're going to have a decent little descent before we go into the final climb. So I'll have most of the team for that. It does look like Peleton, though, is right at the edge of his power. Yeah. We're 6 minutes behind the break, by the way, so the 8 riders that had broken away, it looks like 1, and now 6 at the front as they've all split up. Puchek, Soskic both finishing off what they have. Peleton. Okay, group of 25 that just lost contact, but I think they're going to regain. Soskic, Puchek both just lost contact. I like that we suddenly have a much smaller group at the front. Just 39 riders here as we go to prepare for this final climb. Let's take a moment. We have 15K to go. It's going to level off a bit here in a moment, and then we go up on the final, I don't know, maybe 10K or so. And that's a pretty good climb for a team of our stature. So for Mark, not that great in the mountains. Tintani, definitely the better one. And the highest place, though Tintani is not far out of it. But we'll definitely protect those two. And I think we need to set them a little higher as we get ready for that final climb. Alright, so the 8 at the front are still out there, and that kind of means the field is sitting up a little bit. That's not a terrible thing for me, as that increases the chances that for Mark holds his 3rd place. But here's a little acceleration. Puchek, Soskic among the large number of riders that have regained contact here at the lower end of the valley, though it looks like we're not into a valley, are we? We just kind of hit the side of mountain level off before we're going to resume climbing. Alright. Other than one little flat section here in a moment, it's all uphill from here. No more descending. Peloton shrinking yet again. Still over 100 riders though, so definitely not the pace we had. And hopefully those breakaway riders do not have major time gains. Let's see, 11:35, 9:38's the closest, 9:45. Okay, yeah, no threats. No threats up there, that's good. They're not gaining more time. 7.5K. Here we go. Let's up the pace. We want to stay here. Protect, defend, 4 riders. Yeah, here we go. They're starting to ride hard. Zeta. Gel. 8th hill. Gel. Another acceleration, put it up to a 90. 4K. Whoa, okay. Time to form up. Zeta is already kicking in, so we're going to send Zeta first. See that acceleration coming, so we're responding to it right now. Zeta, you are a little behind where I'd like you to be. There we go. 8th hill. Okay, come on, Tintani. Whoa, Vermark. Vermark was right behind Zeta, and then Vermark just wasted. Alright, Dylan Bowmans takes the win. 2.5K. 99. Let's put the heat on, see if we can't break this group. Zeta, a little too fast. You're hurting for Mark as well. 0.6K. Field splitting up for sure. There we go. Is that done? 8th hill. .500 meters. Zeta's got a little bit of energy again. Tintani. And for Mark, 200 meters. Can we get a little separation from groups behind us? Hopefully we can. McCarthy comes through, but that's not a big deal. No time gaps. Not sure if there's going to be any gap there, though. There's a gap right there. This group should be a time behind. Those guys are definitely, that's real clear, but there should at least be 2 groups up there. So we get 10, 11, 13, and 14 on the stage with McCarthy and Novikov up there with us, but otherwise that was a strong finish at the front of the field. And no time gains or losses. Okay, here's our group, 609. No gap given. And yes, that, okay, this group lost some time. Menke's in that group, wow. Gonsalves in that group. Does that have any impact here? No, McCarthy, Sosa for Mark. Still third, Restrepo. There's Novikov. They're with us. Zeta in 12th. Tintani in 13th. Mark still leads the points classification as we head into the final stage, which is a short time trial. Not a strength for Mark, so that could bring us down a bit, but I would think he should be able to hang on to a top 10. Alright, we're on that third of 3 objectives. We've got 30K to go. It's Cholet, Payday, Lawyer. My French is not very good, sorry. 20K to go now, so we're already approaching the end. The breakaway was just reeled in. All 138 riders are here. We are definitely in for a sprint finish, which certainly increases those odds of getting a top 10 finish. We're going to get Sakamoto and Khalifa going on their gels. Now 10K banner. Let's bring it on down. Just a hair further, 9.5. There we go. Let's form up. Okay, Orion's the obvious choice. That's my sprinter anyway. 70-71 today. Looking good with that +3. He actually could contend for a top 5, maybe more. Lead out, though, is probably going to be Banishek. No, Telford. Telford to lead him out. Then Banishek, I'm assuming Rico after that, who's on a nice +4 today. And then we have Waspek, Khalifa, and Sakamoto. Sakamoto is going to get us started, let's say at a 92, 93, 94, 95. Why are we going so hard? Well, because look at his ratings. He's mid-50s and lower, so he needs to, I mean, look, he hasn't even got us to the front, and we're now pushing a 99 for him. That's our issue. 7K to go. Khalifa now is going to take over. Khalifa's going to go at 97. Oh, come on, Sakamoto. You're blocking us off. Out here, out here. Okay, Waspek. On to... the heck is... why is Rico back here? Okay, 5K to go. Rico, you need to sprint. Your ratings are so bad that we're 20 something riders deep, so bring us up. Are we on your wheel? we were on his wheel. Rico, just go back to effort cursor 99. Okay, Banashek, Telford, Hawaiian. Let's ride with Hawaiian as we try to fight through this mess. There we go. Banashek finally coming up. 2.2K Banashek sprint. This is nowhere near a top 10 right now. That's not going to be a top 10. There's your sprinters. And there are 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 of them. 600 meters. So Hawaiian, just go. We're going to take 14th. Hawaiian might get us up to 13th, but it's not going to be enough. Top 10's already gone. 15th is all we managed. Jeez. And that entirely is back down to that original group, right? Sakamoto, Waspek, Khalifa, and Rico gave us everything they had. Full 99s, and they couldn't even get anywhere near the front of the Peloton. Their pace is just so slow that even flat out, they can't even match the pace of the other teams that are doing, mid 90s or low 90s. Rico, even on that full sprint, couldn't bring us up there, and he's on the, all those pluses today. So, really, really set us back, and I think I've got to try a different strategy in a race like this, where I only have 3 of those non-domestiques. Go later with just those riders. Keep somebody maintaining at the front as best they can, and then just come up later, because that was going nowhere. It was going nowhere. So we don't complete all 3 objectives. We do complete 2. We've still got 1 stage left, and we're going to be pushing into the 1st of April. Final stage, 14.5 kilometer time trial for Mark, hanging on to 3rd place right now, but he is a 61 time trial. The good news here is that at least he's a 64 prologue, and this is going to use more prologue than time trial, which means we'll have about a 63 today, which is really bad. Really bad. Zeta, looking a little better. 67 today. Tintani, and he's not going to be helpful, though he's got the +2 race day condition. You would think for Mark, sitting in 3rd place, would have some sort of bonus for GC. Guess not. Athel enters this time trial at 27th, about 5 minutes down overall. And Folletti, Saskic, Puchek all done already, among the worst riders, but not last, so I'll give them that. But you can see at the worst, we're talking about within 2.5 minutes. So Athel, 67 time trial, but a 63 prologue and a -2 there, so it's only a 61, and it's more prologue than time trial today, completely flat. So that means we're looking at Athel probably, let's see, maybe a 63, 64 is all he's got, which means he's probably going to be pretty close to these guys, maybe a minute and a half behind. But that means time losses aren't huge, and that will help the standings out a bit. Yeah, it's 36 seconds there. At the finish, it'll be more than a minute, but it might not be too bad. We'll push 76. He's got a little energy in reserve here. Tintani and Zeta both coming up, and then for Mark, not long after, we are definitely getting down to that last group. Top 15 or so, starting to... last one's not out on road yet. Pushing 77 for Athel through this last section. Tintani almost up. Very technical windy final section here. Tintani. Oh gosh, terrible ratings for Tintani. Eighth, 43rd, 53 seconds. That's not bad. We'll set a 74 for Tintani. Zeta, almost equally bad. -2 for Zeta today. That brings him to a 66, 65. So it's about a 65.5. Almost 66. Not a good rating, but should be within a minute. So not huge time losses. He's at 2.5. As is Tintani. They have the identical time, 12th and 13th place. Okay, I think we can start pushing to 75 for Tintani, and we'll do the same for Zeta. I think we can do that a little sooner.
The best time has fallen still further.
Roscoff just went top of the standings by 15 seconds. That's a pretty big gap. Sets Athel back to over a minute behind, but again, 1 minute's not that big of a change in positions, as the field is relatively spread out. So Tintani is 50 seconds behind. Zeta 42, so he's putting in a little bit better time. And for Mark, really bad ratings as well, 62, 65. All right, final 3 kilometers here. I think Athel might end up with our best time, meaning everybody's going to be in that 1 to 2 minute range at the end of this thing. Alright, Tintani, push that last little bit. Okay, 99 to the end. 77th. Minute 20. Zeta pushing to the end. Minute 7. Okay, slightly better. 2 seconds better. And for Mark, 26 seconds. Brigado just moved himself up the order. Oh, what am I doing? 49 seconds behind. That's actually a little bit better than the others. Or was Zeta? Zeta was a similar time. So we're looking at maybe a minute and a half overall. Into the city, into this technical, windy area. Come on for Mark. Come on. Don't make it be too bad. He's bound to lose over a minute here. Just hoping he can hang on to a top 10. And I think he will. I think 1 minute won't do it. I mean, Tintani and Zeta were 2.5 minutes down, so he's got a 2 minute gap over those guys. And if he's losing a minute to others, minute 24, ouch. That's only 3 seconds worse. It's 1 second worse than Athel, so really that's not bad. But we're going to see the others. Jay McCarthy goes second. McCarthy's won this race. That's clear. And we're going to slip backwards. But how far back? Can we hang on to a top 5? Not likely. I think we'll be top 10 though. Stage win is what mattered and we got it. For Mark, still third. 1 second ahead of Sosa. Restrepo moves up to second place. For Mark stays third and Sosa drops from second to fourth. Brigado jumps to 5th place and others around us struggled as well. So for Mark stays on the podium. Awesome. Bowmans takes the KOM. What about the points? Do we have any chance there, or does McCarthy steal it on the last stage? McCarthy does steal it, and by a wide margin. I think he was only a few points behind. McCarthy taking second there. He got a lot of points. Best young rider, 1 second. Sosa's a young... I did not know that Sosa was still under 25. Third in the team classification. That's pretty dang impressive. I'll take it. I think right now it's maxed out, but we did have a failure and a success today. We'll see how they wash each other out as we push forward today. Okay, kind of came out right about where we were a couple days ago. So 2 successes and a failure. We only got to top 25 here. So again with, it's a failure thing, even though top 10, top 25, right? That used to only be orange. They've changed how they judge that. And not in a good way. But the top 3 double plus more than makes up for it. And we wore the Sprinters jersey, nothing for the under 25s, but still that's taking care of that. So results are in a good way. The registered riders, the squad stuff. Well, okay. Zetta's starting to make a name. For Mark starting to make a name, that's a higher evaluation than what we had. So it looks like things are going in the right direction. Now, we've got a stage win at a race. We're not going to get a stage win. It's only a half star. I'm not going to worry about that. So Castilla, Leon, end of April. So we've got a few weeks. And then the Vuelta a Asturias, also in Spain. So 2 Spanish races, stage wins for both of those. That is such a hard thing. We got 1. Might be the only one we have this year. We still, after that, have a few objectives within the window before the end of July. But I think these half-star ones I'll be bypassing. Our non-objectives will be bypassing. So we've got a few races to do still this season in focus. We've got to do that if we're going to get that sponsor confidence any higher than it is now. I'm going to have to do some races if I'm going to build some rider profiles and bring this up, even if it's only marginally. It's going to have a big impact here, right? We're in a good way here. We can't really build the sponsor confidence any more than it is right now without the registered riders or squad improving. The registered riders isn't going anywhere unless I actually have some popular riders. So if I schedule things right and we get a couple results somewhere else in the season to build the profile of a couple riders, then I think we can get that sponsor confidence up from the happy zone to the super happy zone at 85% or above. Not that that makes a huge difference in money, but again, we're probably bouncing to a new sponsor again next season so that we have some potential for it to go higher, and that's really that first step that's going to get us back to a similar place to where we were last season in money, and we definitely need that going forward. Of course, on the team front, all those domestiques outside of, I think, Puchek, they're all going to get dropped. So that's 5 riders freeing up. We're going to stay at that minimum money on those signings. But we might be able to take on, 6, maybe 7 riders at minimum money. So very similar to what we did this year in terms of signings. But that should make a huge difference as we have a whole team of somewhat capable riders and not half of, especially every time we have a double race, half of the squad being barely noticeable domestiques. That'll have an impact. It'll definitely have an impact, and we'll be a little better next season, but not significantly. We just don't have the finances for that. And that's going to be the thing. We can't just suddenly get better. The finances are going to be a real stumbling block in this series because we've got no money, and it's going to take us a long time to get to a situation where we have enough funds coming in to justify signing riders of better quality. We're going to have to really, really scrape not the full bottom of the barrel, but the good parts at the bottom of the barrel, like what we've done so far. Pick it up. Zeta, I think Zeta's going to be fantastic, and we've got him on a 3-year deal. He's going to develop quite a bit over the next couple seasons and be a team leader. For Mark, we'll see how much he develops, but at the same time, that's what we're working with. And it's a good start. I mean, it's only year 2, and we've already really started to pick things up. I mean, Continental, here we are, in the top 20. That's pretty impressive, considering last season we couldn't even get out of the back of the Peloton. And we were right there getting dropped every race. Here we are with 352 points already. It's far from perfect, but man, oh man, what a difference from a year ago. And we just got to keep stepping forward, clawing, inching our way forward. Roster changes are definitely where that's going to mostly happen. So we still want to push pretty quick through this season. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.